Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Alwin Radical Cup, coming to you live from Zwartkops in South Africa. This, of course, is the final round, round 8 of our 8-round championship. I'm your commentator, Dennis Mitchell, and I'm joined once again by Julian Brains.
Evening, everybody, and thanks for having us and being with us this evening.
The drivers are currently in qualifying, but I'm just going to do a quick roundup of what's happening. So this, of course, is the final round, round 8 from Zwartkops. And a quick brief look at the car we're driving. It is the Radical Cup, it's 1300cc, roughly 195 brake horsepower, 620 kilograms, a good power to weight ratio. And then we can perhaps just jump straight into qualifying. And we can just see, this is of course a 20-minute qualifying session, but there is 15 minutes left. We've been running a little bit late, so almost 16 minutes left. Had a few technical issues, but we managed to get going. So I'm just going to go live straight away, so we at least have everything. Hopefully everyone can hear us and all sounds and visuals are all right.
I will double check. I will go onto the YouTube and see if there are any comments from our YouTube community. Do let us know if you're there. Let's play a game this evening. Give us a hashtag Alwin Racing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hashtag Alwin Racing for the end of this Radical Cup. We see Rudy van der Westhuizen says there, good luck, Team PZN. He should be out on the track himself this evening now. I was in the practice session with him. I did a lap with these guys just to get a feel for what they're up against this evening, which is quite an intense course, quite a lot of braking, quite a lot of late braking, necessary late braking, difficult blind braking, and yeah, a fast track, and certainly very easy to come off and make mistakes, and lots of passing opportunities should be, as you can see somebody running a little bit wide there. Oh.
That's Javier.
Oh, was it Javier? Sorry. I don't actually have the feed, Dennis. I'm watching the live stream.
I'm sorry.
I did send you a message to try and just be slick about our broadcasting little facade we push on here.
Let me get things running. I've been very slow and delayed today with all things happening behind the scenes, so apologies to everyone and of course to yourself, Julian. Hopefully you should now have a feed from me.
I do indeed have a feed from you now.
You have some
eyes. I can
eyes.
see the action. I've got eyes. Now we're seeing Peter Marais, which looks like he's being chased by Javi Ghost there, which seems to be true according to the timing screen as well.
Hopefully the stream is running alright tonight. In our stream on Sunday night we had all kinds of issues. It seems to be running okay from OBS side, but the cars seem to be jumping around a lot and I'm getting a CPU occupancy warning.
I can verify that it looks pretty smooth on the stream. I'm just checking it out myself. It's coming through quite nicely, so it's jumping around a little bit on Discord, funny enough, but the stream seems to be there, taking priority, as it should.
That's good.
As we follow with Peter Geldenhuys, one of the guys definitely on the pace tonight, as he makes his way down to, this is the final corner, if I'm not mistaken, T8, yeah, down to the first straight, headed down to T1, high speed T1 it is, but 160 Ks they're going through there at, and then a hard braking zone down to T2. And obviously the exit's very important. T2, obviously a popular overtaking spot, from what I understand about Zwartkops.
Yeah, so I'm just getting put off a little bit by the stuttering on my end here. I want to follow it when it's running.
I'll let you do the technical background things, maybe assign more juice to where you need to assign more juice to, if you can do such a thing. As we follow on board with Jean-Ray Dippenaar now, 170 Ks there through, where exactly is he? Let's just see. Sorry, guys. Quite a straightforward circuit. He's coming, no, this is now Peter Geldenhuys. He's coming through the last corner again. Jean-Ray Dippenaar is now making his way up T3, as we're still with Peter Geldenhuys now, as he puts in a 159.13. Shaun Clarke currently in the lead with a 158.27. He did that, must have been a lap ago or so. So at the moment, all set to be another interesting race here. With our championship leader sitting in pole position, looks like he's set to wrap it all up here this evening if all goes according to plan.
Definitely. He seemed to have settled down now. I'm not sure why it was so jittery earlier. That doesn't usually happen. Having some odd issues with the latest update of the software we use for streaming.
Up in the Zwartkops, OBS, the king.
I've actually heard of another broadcasting suite which is, some say, better, but
I swear by OBS, you can do anything with OBS.
you can, and I love it as well. But I am definitely having some issues lately which are just putting that seed of doubt in my head.
Okay. The thing is, the idea was there was never the update. Remember,
Yes.
It's 27 was stable, doing what we needed it to do. Lots of new things were added.
That's maybe what I need to do, is just downgrade to 27, and the viewers probably don't know what we're talking about, but basically there have been several updates. We're now on 29 point something, and it's definitely not been good.
You're not giving them enough credit. I'm sure they know all about what we're talking about now. Everybody's, especially if they've got any interest in what's going on here. People know these things. Sorry, I'm waffling here now. But
Currently watching Stan Z notes.
Dan's having that new Moser wheel. Is he sending us a feed this evening by any chance?
Don't believe he is. I must actually double check, but I don't think he is. In fact, he hadn't been on. He was doing other things for a while and just suddenly joined, so I wasn't sure if he actually was going to join, but it looked like he did. As we can all see him, so he obviously has. But he is not sharing any feed tonight. No one is actually sharing a feed tonight.
Okay. As he comes off there, and he's in cars by the looks of things. Is he?
Yes, I believe so.
It's got a good look on him, eh? PZN car and Stan. I like it. Peter Galdenes comes sliding through there. I'm now picking up a lot of stuttering on my end, Dennis. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I am getting a lot. I'm going to just try maybe a different feed. Let's see, does it make a difference if we run it off the other PC? That's still stuttering, so I don't think so.
And to be fair, I think I might be seeing it come through on the stream as well. So if anybody can confirm in the chat, we've got eyes on the chat, just let us know if you're picking up any stuttering in the stream.
In the meantime, while we're watching the one, I'm going to just jump back to the change cameras and then I'll come back to the other.
Sure. As we said, Peter Galdenes on the pace this evening. Up there, right up there, within... there's Jean de Dippenot taking place. Peter now pushed down to 4th, but he's literally within a split of Richard Saliers. I don't even know how to quantify that. I'm actually terrible at it. As we watch, lovely Jean van der Wester is on the tail here of what looks like to be Gavi Gous if they are in the correct liveries. So, yeah.
About that popping up there.
No worries. And Andre Hildebrand also putting in some good times. Sure to be a good battle between him and Danish this evening. D-Nash, once again, I can't believe I made that mistake again. Ooh, as we actually speak about him, we cursed him. And he came off there. He said, get my name right, it's D-Nash, because I speak to him all the time and I say the right name, but when I'm here, somehow reading it here, the way it's spelled, it throws me completely. Shaun Clarke, the pole sitter, looking to better his time. See what kind of a lap he's on. Not having the greatest first sector, nor the second. What's the track temperature like? Let's see, 37 degrees, so pretty optimal conditions out in Pretoria, Centurion, or whatever you want to call this.
Just say Pretoria, much easier than the rest of the location.
I mean, I'm sure it's about to be renamed. Anyway, let's not go there. sunny conditions, clear skies, middle of the day would seem. So everything optimal for some good racing. The grip should pick up quite quickly with all of these qualifying laps.
Right, so currently in pole position we have Shaun Clarke. Hopefully we'll have some other feed in a moment because I've just rejoined. Just to see if that will make any kind of difference. Which hopefully it does, which we will find out in a moment. And let's see, is it any smoother? Having rejoined.
So we have Shaun Clarke, 58.27, followed by Jean-Jay Dupinard, 0.6, so 6/10 back from that, followed by another 6/10 by Richard Saliers. With Peter Geldenhuys coming in another 6/10 off that. And then D Nash, a full second behind Shaun Clarke at the moment. Followed by Andre Hildebrand, who's... Is this a distance from the leader, right?
Yes, I believe that's right.
Okay, because now I'm not sure how I'm reading this actually.
So basically Peter Murray is 1.2 off the lead. Rian van der West is in front of him, is 1.1 off the lead.
Okay. So Shaun's actually got one of the biggest gaps here, and then it's quite small gaps between everybody else.
Yeah, Shaun's definitely put his foot down at the moment at the 58.2. I think that's a couple of tenths faster than he went in the practice session.
Okay, let's see who's maybe on a flyer. Let's go and watch if there is. Nobody at the moment seems to be putting in any fantastic lap times. Maybe everybody's just biding their time. There's 4 minutes left in qualifying. Unless they're just happy with what they've done up until now, the last race of the season.
That old saying, run what you brung. Very bad English saying, but anyway.
Run what you brung. Yeah. Works for me. Very nice mod, this Zwartkops on Assetto Corsa. You notice the N1 or the highway in the background. Very well done, eh?
Yes, it's done by Dale Best, a South African, and he does some fantastic work. He's also done the Kyalami mod, and his attention to detail is absolutely impeccable. It's just fantastic. He actually got to drive around this track and take some notes while he was driving, and obviously lots of footage. So the track is about as accurate as it can get. And you will see the traffic in the background. The shots, you'll see the trucks and the cars driving on the highway. So absolutely amazing.
I've had the privilege of going around this track with Jackie Schechter. Is it Jackie Schechter?
Jackie Schechter, yeah.
It's the son of Jody Schechter, yeah? In a Ferrari, I can't remember what it was, but I promise you I wanted him to be done after lap 2. Ooh, as we watch Peter Geldenhuys just losing it there in
There's
T8,
also a
the
Toby
last corner.
Schechter. Could be a Toby Schechter maybe. Thomas Schechter.
No, I think it's Jackie. I'm pretty sure it's Jackie. Unless I'm just remembering it so wrong. But honestly, I could even look up that footage here. I've got it here somewhere. Of those cars in that day. Fantastic experience.
Shaun Clarke is sitting in the pits at the moment, so 3 minutes to go. I don't think he's going to get out to challenge. And Jean-Jay Dupinard is getting quicker and quicker. He's been struggling throughout the practice, and yet he's currently sitting in second place.
2 tenths off Shaun. So he's running a 158.4, that must be. Let's just go and confirm. Yeah, 158.5. So yeah.
I'm going to see if we can perhaps do a onboard with him. He's about to finish a lap. I think he's in the final sector, so we can watch him do his final attempt.
It's a good run there through T8. Carrying a lot of speed here through 170, so basically maximum speed you can carry through there, hard on the brakes. Coming into T2. Good exit using all the track, lovely. Let's Let's see what his first sector looks like. His best first sector is 22, so this one's going to be a little off.
Turned in slightly late there, missed the apex. Traffic as well, yeah. Very, very close there. Bjorn doing his best to keep out the way. Once again, misses the apex.
Gets a bit of a snap oversteer there.
It's a late apex there, so that would work. Then you get a bit of more snap oversteer, and he abandons the lap.
So happy with P2.
Happy with
Happy
P2.
to.
Unless he gets beaten in the last moment or two, and we have a few drivers on lap still. Peter Geldenes coming up to finish a lap. Let's see, is he going to improve?
Peter Geldenes had a good first sector. Second sector wasn't that great. Let's see what his third looks like.
Up to
And
third.
he does improve. And pips Richard Saliers, but not Jean-Jay. So
And look how close
splitting
it
the
got.
two PZN cars.
Oh, within half a tenth of Yandre. So Yandre was very lucky not to lose a spot there. Stan Bezednot now dodging a spinning Harvey House. Yandre has just disconnected. Hopefully he can reconnect in time. Perhaps having some hardware issues tonight.
Let's hope Stan can do the PZN Liberties proud and keep them up there.
I think during the break between races, I'm going to change the settings. So I'm going to briefly disconnect the stream, leave it running, and then reconnect.
Does that work?
It does. As long as the YouTube carries on going, I believe it does. It's just the signal to YouTube just gets cut off, but YouTube is still sending a stream of nothing. So everyone will just have a blank screen for a moment or two until we return. So hopefully that'll get rid of all these stutters that we are having. So we're into the final seconds. The drivers will now be coming across the line. We'll follow Stan, and then I am going to jump to an ad break and then cut everyone off briefly and then be back. Hopefully that means we have a smooth race.
To knock Stan all the way down to P10. Stavi and Dani putting in slightly better qualifying than Stan. And
that's good.
this is Stan's last attempt to cross the line.
Will he
And can he
improve?
better his
Yes,
position?
he does.
Pulls off one. Well done to him. So he's not dead last.
Alright, I'm going to jump to an ad break and then just cut everyone off.
There
for a
comes
bit.
Javi. What's Javi going to do? Is he still hot? Was he still about to cross? No.
There are a couple coming, but I'm going to take the break before there's not enough time to make the races. This way we can at least have a complete race. So I will be back shortly. Right, welcome back everybody. You're now live and we're back for race 1 of a 2023 Alwin Radical Cup, coming to you live from Zwartkops in Pretoria. I'm of course your commentator Dennis Mitchell, joined again by Julian Brains for the final round. Evening, Julian.
Good evening once again. Hopefully all the gremlins are out of the system. Everybody's familiar with their hardware and we can have a fantastic last race of the season in the Alwin Radical Cup on Assetto Corsa. A bit of a nod and a goodbye to Assetto Corsa this is, eh?
Yes, this will be the last championship we stream in Assetto Corsa. We will be replacing it with Automobilista 2. But we have red lights, now green lights, and we're away. So let's see, is it going to be a final decent showdown?
E2 is the one to watch on this one because that's the hard braking zone, first hard braking zone as we go into it, and Shaun Clarke and Jandre make contact there. Slight contact, more contact there with Peter Geldenhuys further down the line. A little bit of bumper cars as we're seeing here as they try to go cleanly through. Jandre making a clean getaway now, sitting in P1. And Richard Salir is following behind according to the stats right now, and that seems to be true as he takes it there for a nice view we have from the back of Jandre's car. Takes the position, P2 now, and then Peter Geldenhuys sitting in second. So Shaun having lost like 4 places there off the start. What happened there, Dennis?
I'm not sure if he just had a bad getaway, but yeah, he seemed to get swamped there.
Yeah, a little bit of bumper cars got knocked from one end to the other. I'm sure it's all in good spirit. I'm sure nobody's got odd feelings about it. These guys know what it's like to be racing. But yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for him. But at least now an exciting race for us to watch him climb his way back.
And probably a bit of excitement for himself to be able to drive through the pack.
A bit of a challenge now to go and catch Jandre, who's actually, for a change, has got the clean air and can see what he can do with it, you know?
Yeah. And you can see the guys behind us squeezing in 1-2 at the moment.
So lovely, man. Starting out very nice here, nicely, closely bunched. Nice track for these cars. Not too big, you know. Lots of undulation.
A nice track for racing. It's a small track. It's
in general, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic track. It's just over 2 kilometers or 2.4 kilometers long, so it's very short. Perfect for these kinds of cars.
So Richard staying in touch there with Jandre as we follow down his thunder, also staying in touch with the pack just in front, just ahead of him, and he's got a pack of guys following from behind. I think that's Stan Besaidnote. Is that Stan behind, Danny?
Yes,
or is that D-Nash?
No, it's D-Nash.
That's actually
yes.
D-Nash, yeah. In that he had
Stan
a drive the car
ahead
last
of them.
week. That's Stan's car though, not the Martini car.
No, I've changed the skins just so that we don't have the skins being all randomized. I gave them default ones, but they didn't have their own skins.
Okay, so D-Nash in a Martini vehicle, and we've had a change of the front. Jandre seems to have had something's happened, and the order has changed. We've now got Richard Salir out front, Jandre second, Shaun Clarke, Peter Geldenhuys falling a few spots there. That's what happened. We missed that bit of action there, Dennis.
And Shaun up to third now.
Positions changing like...
Those keep changing quite a lot actually.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of positions changing constantly further down the field. Now Peter Geldenhuys dropping, Rian van der Westhuizen also dropping a few spots. D-Nash, must have been an incident between them. There's a crash I can see between Gavi Goos, Rian van der Westhuizen and D-Nash. As we follow now Shaun Clarke already up to third, so the chase is on, and we should have a battle ensuing very shortly there. The field spreading out now a little bit. Maybe it was a bit optimistic to think that they would stay so close for the entire race, as Richard Salir puts in the purple first sector, so he's enjoying the free air. And
the closest drivers on track at the moment are Andre Hildebrandt and Peter Geldenhuys, which is the battle that we have on screen at the moment. Coming back from Andre Hildebrandt's car. So it looks like Peter is coming through the field. So maybe he also, after his incident, I mean, he's definitely been one of the quickest drivers, but also not had the luck this season. So maybe now he's going to be coming through the pack. Certainly closing in quite fast on Andre Hildebrandt. And on the bottom screen, we're now watching Jandre Duppenaar. We need to keep an eye on that gap as well. So Shaun Clarke is catching him. He runs slightly deep into the corner there, so Shaun is within a second.
Shaun put in 2 purple sectors there, so basically flying along in his groove at the moment. As we're following now with Andre Hildebrand being chased down by, who is that? Peter Marais?
What happened to Peter Marais then? He, I think, made a mistake and they both snuck past him. I believe that was for the position, judging by the timing screen.
So it's Peter Gelderhuis chasing Andre Hildebrand here, and Peter Marais is one behind them. Oh, right on his tail as he pushes up, and the other battle on the other side is Shaun Clarke, and as he approaches Jean-Jacques Dupinot. Shaun still putting in purple sectors, so he's flying along. That should be interesting to see what transpires over there. As the Peters, the orange Peters, once again in touch, as they like to be. Peter Gelderhuis and Peter Marais staying in touch there with the two of them as they have a bit of a... as Peter Gelderhuis looks for the gap on Andre Hildebrand. Shaun Clarke not pursued.
Jump to the other battle because that's heating up quite fast here, and of course this is now the battle for 4th place. And the Hildebrand currently in 4th place with Peter Gelderhuis and then Peter Marais directly behind him. Fantastic battle.
Yeah. A 3-way battle always better than a 2-way battle.
Yeah, and it's usually the most fun for the driver in the middle because you're having to defend and attack at the same time.
Yeah, it's quite stressful.
I say fun. It depends on the driver, but some drivers will enjoy the challenge of having to do more.
For me, that's quite stressful. I like actually being the third in that pack.
Yeah, I guess it's always nicer to be the chaser and you can sort of just see what everyone's doing. And
you can just see everybody's lines. Oh, as Jean-Jacques Dupinot makes a bit of a mistake by the looks of things and goes off and gets taken by Shaun Clarke there.
That's right. So Shaun Clarke now up to 2nd place.
And the chase is once again on in reverse. You know, Jean-Jacques likes a little bit of a chase.
Oh, he loves it.
As Peter Gelderhuis and Andre pull away a little bit from Peter Marais, struggling to stay in touch. They're choosing to not fight each other as much as just pull away if they can. Create a bit of space maybe for the fight. As Jean seems to be driving it a little bit hard there.
Sort of over-driving the car, I think.
Yeah, that's what happens when someone faster than you is in front of you.
Could also be his headset giving him a hard time. It's been doing that a lot lately, so if that happens and he struggles to see and he's got to sort of lift his head up and that.
Jean-Jacques is racing on world-class gear tennis. I think we must take those handicaps away now. He can't have, his hardware can't plug him that much. He's a fast driver, very fast driver. He has had some issues in the past, but I think he's got what he needs. I'm just pulling his leg, you know I like to pull Jean-Jacques' leg. As more positions changing by the looks of things, there's another battle at the 3-way battle at the back with the Peters, and Andre Hildebrand hasn't changed. D Nash and Stan Besaidenout still seem to be quite tightly in touch as well. Stan chasing D Nash down.
Peter Gelderhuis at the moment.
Yeah, and Andre Hildebrand. Andre, a very good racer in the sense of not getting too flustered when people are behind him. He's getting good at that, I've noticed.
I think he's always been quite a calm driver. In that sense, he's definitely good under pressure.
Yeah. He sticks to his lines. It's not easy to pass. You really have to work for it. Even though you might be a little bit faster than him, you've actually got to be quite a lot faster than him to make a nice, clean, solid overtake. Peter's probably just studying the track and looking for the opportunity and hoping that he makes a mistake.
Finding different lines as well.
As Peter Marais comes off behind them, unfortunate. A little ways behind, he's come off. As you can see, he's not now in that view anymore. And so now we've got like almost 3 distinct packs. So is it Vessel? Who's come off there? Someone's come off and D-Nash has just passed him. Rian van der Westhuizen has just come off. D-Nash passed him, so now he's running last. And Stan Besaidenout and D-Nash picking up a place there. They've spread out a little bit. As we follow on, still with Peter Gelderhuis chasing down Andre Hildebrand.
Yeah, I turned in a bit early, they got a bit of oversteer.
They've got a lot of space now to have this battle as well. So it's now is the time. It's basically now or never. If he wants to make the move, there's no pressure from behind. They're not chasing any back up front. Ooh, as Andre runs a little bit deep, and Peter gets the run by the looks of things. The central corner there, Pete must be early on the brakes, but get the good run because of this long sweeping right-hander. As he gets it, and he's in front. Finally,
Nice move.
it's paid off. Very nice, clean move. He was patient, he waited for his opportunity, and when it came, he pounced. So now let's see how long Andre can stay in touch with him, because they seem to be quite similarly paced.
Yeah, and Andre, I think the battle between them has been slowing them down slightly because the gap between himself and Leonard Dupont has been slowly growing. As soon as the pass was made, it's come down slightly. It was 3.2, it's now 3 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's fluctuating 3.1. And maybe as the lap unfolds, we'll see if the lap...
Peter Galtenaes now puts in the fastest lap of the race.
There we go. So that gap, I'm sure, will be coming down then.
59.2.
In the background, we're seeing how sideways Andre is getting.
Yeah, Andre is now chasing a little bit too hard. That's what happens.
And we have other battles here. We have Peter Murray with Harvey Goos. Harvey Goos currently in 6th place. A good showing by Harvey at the moment.
No, I think very nice from Harvey. As Jean-Andre Dupont has a crash actually. Let's see if we can catch up with his cam and Shaun Clarke by the looks of things as well. So the two of them have collided by the looks of things.
Oh dear. I'll try and find it as quick as I can.
They both seem to be back on track and still racing, so I don't know if that was a glitch in the system telling me that they had collided, or maybe they just both ran wide.
Yeah, maybe just a contact or something, not an actual awful damage. But very close between them.
Yeah, Jean-Andre, as we said, he likes a chase, so he's staying in touch here. Maybe hoping that, well, he's not actually hoping Shaun's going to catch his teammate up front. He's hoping he can just make the pass. And then PZM takes the 1-2.
Of course, the gap I was reading earlier was incorrect. I was reading the gap to first, not the gap between 3rd and 4th. So apologies for that. Oh, I'm getting a bit of a slide on there.
Just keeping Shaun very honest at the moment. Any mistake now you will be punished for. So still a lot of pressure to have someone stay in touch with you this long. Especially if you're still chasing somebody down, so you know you're giving it the wins.
I'm surprised that Shaun hasn't been fast. I mean, he's been pretty fast at every track we've gone to. And tonight it looks like he's got quite a lot of competition from several of the drivers.
Yeah.
Richard, Jean-Andre, Peter. They all seem to be giving him a hard time tonight. And of course he's fighting hard to
Coupled with a bad start,
off
it
a
wasn't...
bit. Yeah.
Coupled with a bad start, he's had to work hard for it this evening. But what better way to finish off the season if he can fish that 3 seconds out of the next 7 minutes, which is going to be a tough call. You know, he's really going to have to let go of Jean-Andre behind him and start focusing ahead.
Yeah, the gap doesn't seem to be coming down. It's sort of fluctuating as well. So I think, as I say, that it has now come down by 0.2. And now it goes up again. So we'll see. It's not coming down enough.
Well, within the 7 minutes we've got left. So...
But of course, in racing, when you get within a second, you tend to go faster because that's a visual aid. So we'll see if you can get
Is it a visual aid or is it the slipstream? That's what I understood it to be.
I think it's more visual aid.
Harvey Goos catching a bit of spin there. Still holding off D-Nash and Stan Besaidenout behind him. They seem to be a ways behind him now.
I'm not too sure accurately Sims do the slipstream, but in certain cars, for example, in Formula 1, you can be very far back, several seconds back to still catch a slipstream.
Okay. I would imagine it quite similar then with this car being so low to the ground with the design.
Yeah, it's quite a big body and I'm sure it pokes quite a hole in the air, which leaves a lot of wake behind it, which is what slipstream is. It's just wake and then the car behind. I guess it's like being in the water.
But from experience being in the car on longer straights, you have to be quite close to actually benefit from it. Very close actually.
Yeah.
As we've got a bit of a battle now. Dani and... Is it Dani and...
This is Stan Bezednot and Rian van der Westhuizen.
Oh no, Golden has just passed Danny Stander, I think. But he's a back marker, if I'm not mistaken. So no real super tight battles at the moment. A lot of people chasing, a lot of others down. As we're watching Jean-Jay here chasing Shaun Clarke down, but Shaun pulling a little bit of space between them, slowly but surely. And the space evening out between the top three. So 5 minutes to go. As Javi Gous has a bit of a spin somewhere along the track, or something happens. Ooh, and Stan Besaidenout also going a bit Tokyo Drift on us.
Harvey is still in 7th place, and Dean Ash is still behind him by about a second.
Dean Ash is catching him now. Ooh, as we see the little bit of late braking there from somebody. And lock up as we see Dean Ash now is very much in touch with Javi. So this should be the next battle ensuing.
Yes, definitely. We'll see if we can get a view
Let's
from
hope Dean Ash
Harvey.
didn't have a martini with that car and he can keep it together.
Well, if it does, you must save it for the end of the race.
Lots going on here now. Lots of passing, lots of back markers being passed now. I see Richardson Lear's passing Stan Besaidenout.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing us when we see that happen. We think it's a pass for position. This on the screen, of course, is for position. Oh, as you see, that was Andre Hildebrand.
Andre falling down the roster here now behind Dean Ash and Javi.
Down to 8th place now, so this means Harvey up to 6th, Dean Ash up to 7th. So this is a battle for 6th place now.
Oh, Dean Ash coming up, getting a good run there, coming up the inside. Is he going to be successful under the braking? No, he decides to not go for it.
A nice battle this, and we have a battle for 1st place as well happening in the bottom screen. Sorry, for 2nd place.
Split
Or is that first? No, it's a back marker once again catching us out.
Multi-view brought to you this evening by Alwin and JU Autos.
Battles are brewing everywhere at the moment. It's coming to the end.
Going on. I must say it's an exciting last race that we're having here for the Radical Cup. It makes me want to do another one of these seasons. Maybe in R Factor.
Yeah, the R Factor Radical is just amazing. Alright, so this is the battle for 6th place. Just over 2.5 minutes left to go. Of course, I'll have to finish the lap and one more.
Sweating after this race. There's 2 minutes to go. You know, you've got to really put your head down and focus now, especially if you're in a chase or in a race with somebody.
And Shaun Clarke has got the gap under 2 seconds. Oh, someone's doing a vote.
1.5.
Someone wasn't happy.
Somebody possibly set that up by mistake. Dean Ash now still chasing down Javi Gous in the last 2 minutes of the race. Ooh, and Jean-Jay Dippenaar falling down. It's gone into the pit, so something must have happened there that we've missed as well. Unfortunate. So everybody picking up the position. Javi now going to P5, Peter Marais P4.
Great result for Javi. Wow, take my hat off to him. That's a fantastic result. Best result of the season for him so far.
I wonder what happened to Jean-Jay. I hope it wasn't a technical issue, and I hope he didn't get commentator's curse.
Yeah, he was doing so well, and to have now pitted, so might have been a hardware issue because he's pitted and it's showing him in 10th, but then Donnie is a lap behind, so Donnie might pass him at the end of the race as he picks up another lap. As we see Harvey running wide and Dean Ash getting past.
Dean Ash getting the pass nice and clean. Well done to him. He was very patient and waited for that. Must feel good the last bit of the race to make that overtake.
Yeah.
Now he needs to just hang on to that position, not do anything silly like spin.
Seems to be pulling away from Harvey at the moment, so quite a gap
easily,
already.
yeah. So he had a bit of pace on him, but he was very patient. But what it looked like, he didn't want to pass and destroy anybody's race, so he just made sure to wait for it. But I'm sure he's glad he did, because he thought he was fighting for 7th, I think, at one stage there, and now he seems to be he was fighting for 5th. So, bit of a train forming now behind Andre Hildebrandt, but those guys are actually lapping him, if I'm not mistaken. That's Richard Soler, Shaun Olivier, and
Speaking of which, this is Richard coming up to lap him. I'm getting past.
so nice race from Richard, eh?
Yeah,
Wasn't
very
exactly
keen.
on our radar from the onset, but proved to come through with the goods in the end.
And Shaun Olivier now catching up to Andre, looking up inside. Andre taking his line though.
As we say, Andre's never really flustered under pressure, and you see it again there. Is this the final lap? Because it looks
No.
like Shaun is still racing.
They will finish this lap and then do one more.
Oh, okay, so there's still a bit of racing to be had. Okay,
Oh,
wait,
looked like
sorry, I
Shaun
thought
might
that
have
was...
run wide there.
Well, yeah, Shaun did run wide. Shaun Olivier's come off there, and he might fall behind Gian van der Vestaes in the end of this. Gian seems to be fighting him for that corner, actually, and going for it. See if we can catch up with him. But he has gotten past Gian. So, yeah, everything changing here, actually. But still, positions stay the same, but that was a bit of back marker action there.
See, Rian is now right behind Shaun. Is brewing nicely here. It looks like Shaun is pulling away now. So this will be onto the final lap now. It is the final lap. So Richard is currently on his final lap. Shaun is on his final lap.
Oh, somebody
is running wide.
Gian running wide in the background there.
So Favi is currently in 6th place. He was demoted to 6th by Dinash. Dinash having a great race up to 5th place. Peter Murray also having a great race up to 4th place. That's a solid result for Peter. So we have the Peters in 3rd and 4th. Good showing. And of course, Richard having a fantastic race.
Olivier, did he just finish the race, or did he just crash out? Or he ran wide or
Gap
something?
has suddenly
Let's
gone
see.
very high from 4 seconds to 12 seconds. Let's see, he should be able to hang on to it.
No,
Richard taking the win. Hey, Richard crossing the line.
Comfortably. 12 seconds back to Shaun at the moment after a few.
Yeah. I think Shaun
Maybe
just
he's
being a bit
picked up a bit of
impatient, trying to
damage.
pass, trying to go around the outside, and off he went.
Yeah.
And Yonder Dippenaar did get a DNF. I see he is reconnecting, so maybe it was just a hardware issue.
Shucks.
Alright, so Richard Soler taking his first victory, I believe, in the series. From Shaun Olivier, then Peter Geldernees. Peter Murray now can come across the line in 4th place. So a solid result for Peter Murray. Great racing there. D Nash will take a very, very solid 5th place. And in 6th place we have Donnie Stander. No, we don't have Donnie Stander, he's in 10th place. 6th place we have Harvey Goos. Then in 7th place Rian van der Vestaes, in 8th place Andre Hildebrandt, 9th place Stan Bezuidenhout, 10th place Donnie Stander, and unfortunately 11th place Yonder Dippenaar. I'm going to jump to a quick ad break and we'll be back shortly.
Fantastic.
Right, welcome back everyone. We're live for race 2 of the 2023 Alwin Radical Cup, round 8 from Zwartkops in Pretoria. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell, joined once again by Julian Brains for the season finale. This is it. We're here. We're finally here.
Yeah, a centurion.
Oops. Wasn't meant to do that, sorry.
It's centurion, eh? It's not Pretoria.
Oh, alright.
It's not. Anyway, I'm teasing. Who knows where it is? It's in South Africa. There's a highway in the background. Look at the cars.
I just googled it, so if Google's wrong, don't blame me, blame Google.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
Right, head off.
The
And we're
reverse
away.
good as somebody goes, hello, left
Wow, that's
and
Peter Geldenhuys, I
knocks.
believe.
That looked like a bit of net code to me. That couldn't have been our guys.
Richardson, yeah, all sorts of impact going on.
All sorts of carnage at the back there as Danny Thunder is making a nice getaway for it. Good start for him. I'm sure he's loving every minute of that. Followed by Javi Goos and then by Stan Besaidenout, if I'm not mistaken. Followed tightly by Peter Marais. Is that Peter Marais?
I believe it is,
As
yes.
Stan goes off by the looks of things. If I'm not mistaken, was that Stan? Yes, that was Stan that went off.
And we have Johnny Stunned in the lead with Harvey Host directly behind him. In the background, we see Peter Marais and it looks like Shaun Clarke making his way past.
Up to 4, yeah. Or 6, no? No, it's a 3, sorry.
A 3,
What am
yeah.
I saying? What am I saying? A nice little turn forming here now. Ooh, as Javi Goos lets the pressure get to him in the last turn. T8 as they make their way down.
Andre Duppenaar is now in 4th place, although the one screen says 4th and the one says 5th, but I believe it is 4th place. Shaun Clarke has now got past Donnie Stunder. I think Donnie just made a slight mistake there. And Shaun just said thank you very much.
Gets past Andre Hildebrand as well. Andre actually takes a bit of a tumble by the looks of things, and he's fallen down a few places. So
Yeah, and Harvey goes up to 4th place now as he's getting past
a little bit of a
Dinesh.
touch. A little bit of a touch there between them.
That was lucky that they didn't both go off.
And Shaun Clarke is now in the lead already.
Yep.
So Shaun running from Dani now. Back to Andre Duppenaar. Back in the race. After his technical issues. As we see Rian van der Westhuizen now running up on Stan Besaidenout, that must be. No? Is that Richard Cilliers?
It is Richard, yes.
All the way at the back. Unlikely the previous winner. Oh, obviously he started at the back, so he must have caught a bit of that trouble at the back there. As we see somebody else. Yeah, he must have caught a bit of damage. Somebody else right at the back there now behind him. That's Peter Geldenhuys also must have come a cropper somewhere.
I'm very surprised that Richard, obviously with a bad start, is just struggling to drive at the moment. His car looks horrible to drive. This is our race winner we're talking about.
Must have picked up a bit of damage. As you can see, Rian has managed to get past him now and seems to be staying past him quite comfortably. So Peter Geldenhuys also catching something unfortunate.
And of
As we
course, we
catch
still
up with
have
the front of the
Johnny
field.
in 2nd place as well, with Andre catching up.
Jan's just managed to pass Dani now on the final straight. As we see Richard staying in touch with Rian, but not easily able to pass him as we'd normally see. So it definitely must be some damage of sorts that he's picked up. As he does actually make the pass in the final sector. Commonplace to make a pass there in that little kink.
Yeah, Andre Duppenaar's got past Donnie as well.
Also in the kink.
They're very wide now.
Richard seems to be settling into the car now, finding his pace again. Cruising through. Who's that he's passing now? Is it Andre Hildebrand? Yes, it is Andre Hildebrand. As we see D-Nash followed from the back of Danny Stunder's car now. Running in P3. D-Nash battling for P3 as it stands.
Right behind him we have Harvey Host. Oh, Dinesh giving a nice tight line. I thought he was running wide, it was sliding, but it was actually Donnie running
Once again,
Right.
the kink seems to be a popular place to make moves, because that was the kink that we watched there now, if I'm not mistaken, and he does seem to be through on Dani. So D-Nash up to 4th at the moment. No, 3rd, sorry, what am I saying?
The third, yes.
Up to 3rd. Unfortunate for Dani. Let's see if he can do something about it.
And he's got Harvey Close right behind him now as well, so he's maybe going to lose another place.
Nice couple of close battles. Javi on form as well this evening on this track so far. So that three-way battle for 3rd at the moment. Well, hopefully it can stay that way. D-Nash doesn't be pulling away.
Oh, Shaun ran wide then off the track.
Shaun, our leader at the moment.
Well, he
No,
was.
Jean-Jay Dippenol is in front actually now. Sorry,
Yes.
I didn't even see that happen.
That was due to them running wide, I think.
Oh wow. So now Shaun got 1.5 seconds to catch as we have 14 minutes left of this race. Very doable. We know Shaun can put his head down and put in a couple of sectors, as Jean-Jay puts in 2 purple sectors. So he's running on top form at the moment. Who's got the fastest lap of the race? It is indeed Jean-Jay at the moment with the fastest lap of the race. So enjoying a bit of the clean air.
And maybe driving a bit angry after the disconnect in race 1 because he had good pace.
I hope he didn't hear my commentary. Ek's jammer die ander.
At least he doesn't know where you live yet.
Yeah, he pinned me a location. I know where PZN now is. Well, they're always Googleable, I suppose. That is what you can do if you need to get all the PZN guys, as you can do with Alwin. You can actually just go to alwin.co.za and find out everything you need about automotive glass, if that is what you require. And they will hook you up. As we watch
And
Peter
you'll
Geldernes
see the
now
difference.
chasing down Gian van der Westhuizen. You'll see the difference, eh? Peter Geldernes now, it looks like he's going to be making a move on Gian
Here
van
he
der
comes.
Westhuizen into the kink. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Oh, Ryan's going wide to defend and Peter backs out of it as a result.
So that's T5 and T6. Very high speed, a little bit of an elevation there. So we've seen someone come off further ahead. Who is that that's come off? That is Stan Besaidenout that's dropped a few positions, unfortunately. So, okay. As we see there in the kink, as we suspected, Peter makes the move on Gian and looks to be successful as he makes his way down to T1. High speed T1 this.
Yeah, it's a fantastic track to drive in close quarters. Lots of
Shaun
action.
Clarke's now closed that gap down to, he's closed it by 7/10 already, so he's only 7/10 between him, so he's closed it down by 8/10, so that was in 1 minute. So the battle's on for P1, and I think that's one to be watching soon enough.
And camera thankfully changes to it.
Thank you, camera. Assetto Corsa. Maybe we must do the stream in Italian. Oh, Jean-Jay Dupin feeling the pressure there, catching a bit of a slide. So, as we follow there with another little battle in starting there with Richard Saliers, and who is that? Peter Geldernes.
That is
Peter
Murray,
Murray.
I think.
Peter
yes.
Murray. Okay, nice. So Richard finding his form, making his way back through the field. As we were still watching P1's battle, and hopefully we can go back to it, computer, and yes, computer complies. Hey, the AI these days, guys, dangerous. Shaun Clarke seems to be biding his time.
Speaking
He
of which, I
knows
played
he's
with
putting all the-
ChatGPT today.
Oh, nice. Lovely.
Nice
So
but
two nice
scary.
battles ensuing here. Richard Saliers for 7th, or for 6th, with Peter Murray, and then also Shaun Clarke and Jean-Jay Dupin in for P1 and 2. Their gap seems to be staying quite constant now. It's actually dropped down back to that, down to a second. So where are we now? Peter Geldernes.
Peter Geldernes is currently in 9th place.
So a little bit of climbing back to do after he had a bit of a incident in the first bit of the race. As Richard Saliers,
Most of the
doing his
drivers
best.
seeming to be struggling that, at the back of the field that usually would come through are struggling. The only one that hasn't has been Shaun Clarke.
I think there were some accidents at the back that we missed, and
And of course, Yandre Dippenau, he was right at the back and he's now right at the front.
Richard now close enough to definitely pick up a bit of toe, definitely. So this is gonna, I think he's probably gonna make his move now as they go make their way either through T5 and 6 or the kink. So in the next 3 turns, I think Richard makes the move.
see if I can find it.
Oh, he's made it. Oh, it's
is it?
done. Oh, it's
Okay.
done. He's
Donnie's
he's
thunder
through.
spun.
Oh, Danny's falling a few places. Just shows how fast you have to be with commentary. God, I'm still just figuring that all out, and then
You look down to find
it's
something
happened.
and yeah, look up and it's totally
happened.
changed.
Yeah. So nice pace of the racing this evening. Zwartkops definitely seem to be very well suited to these cars, and like Dennis said, to lots of cars. Because Zwartkops is a very world-class circuit. So I think Gelderland is now picking up in another place there from Pieter Marais or from Andre Hildebrand by the looks of things. So
under
he's
threat
just
here.
past him. So is that Shaun chasing down Glenway? 3/10 between them now, so very close to their battle for P1. Down to the wire, 9 minutes to go, so I imagine Shaun will bide his time and maybe hope to spook him with a couple of those. But you know, the more he bides his time, I think the more Jean gets to settle in that position and just settle into the race there and, you know, not be flustered after a few laps.
Ooh, talking about being
as we
flustered.
see,
Peter
Peter
Geldernes.
Geldernes having a bad spin there, dropping a few positions under Hildebrand, picking up a place there. Did he spin in the kink? Wow.
Shaun Clarke is past Yonder Dippenaar.
Oh, and we missed that. The accident made us miss that, guys.
Yes, it took our attention away. Apologies
That's how
to
quick
Yonder
things
and to
happen.
Shaun.
That's how things happen in racing. That's how quick it happens. Well done to Shaun to have fought back the way that he did.
But we can see now if Yonder can maybe hang on. Let's see if he's able to catch. He's of course now in the slipstream. Now, the slipstream gives you an advantage on the straight, but you definitely lose in the corners because you don't have downforce. But some cars, it's not as much of an issue. I'm not sure what these cars are like. Obviously, a Formula car is a big thing. Being in the downforce definitely loses more time in the corners, but these cars, maybe it's not so bad. Certainly hanging in with him there in the fast sweep, which would be a corner I would assume that you would understeer a bit more with the lack of downforce. So he's right there. Not sure if it's helping having the slipstream. He's certainly right there behind him. Nice and close at the moment.
Ooh. Nice and late for the brakes there. Still carrying the speed. Shaun got a very good exit there though. That's what Shaun does very well.
Oh, slow in, fast out.
Yeah. The gap between them 7/10 now. What it was when we started following this battle when it was reversed. So maybe a bit of space to be pulled away here now. Shaun puts in a purple first sector, so he's definitely enjoying the clean air. 7 minutes to go. As we see 2/10 split between the leaders. So yeah, the gap does seem to be growing. Already 1 second as we watch Danny's thunder catch a bit of a spin there. Well done to him.
Nicely held, snaking down the straight there.
To stay in touch for 10th position. Points those are. Needed points in the championship, the last race of the championship. As we see now 1.1 second between our leader and Jean Dippenaar as he runs a 1:59.2 and Shaun Clarke runs a 1:58.7, being the fastest lap of the race at the moment. So Shaun definitely a lot more comfortable with clean air, chasing nobody but himself. Yes. Is that Richard Saliers that we're following with? Chasing down Javi Goos. There we go. Richard made the climb. He saw the mountain, he saw the challenge. Last race. Javi's running fourth and looking to hold on to it from Richard here now. Not going to make it easy for him to pass, hopefully.
And Dinash is still in third place with quite a big gap. So Dinash will hopefully hang on to second. I'm sorry, on to third. Which might give him third overall.
Yeah, no, Dinash definitely quite the AC racer, it would seem. All on his own, but staying consistent from what we can see.
Harvey being challenged at the moment, Richard, but standing his ground. taking his lines, not letting Richard intimidate him. Of course, that's what happens when you're a multiple South African Formula V champion. The most successful Formula V champion in South African history. That is Javi Goos.
And I'd imagine Javi very familiar with the local track, so this is like home turf for Javi.
Yeah, it's fantastic having local tracks. There's so much that guys can learn from it, and the guys that know the tracks can bring that to the Sims.
That's one thing we miss if we migrate some of these races across out of AC, being the sandbox that it is, and being the versatile tool that it's been for us for years. And unfortunately, we just, as we see somebody make a move there, that was Richard Cilliers on Javi Goos. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for him and unfortunately for Javi, he's picked up the position. Nice and clean though, good racing from the guys. I'm sure Javi's still very proud and very happy with the 5th place finish. Well, 4 minutes to go, anything can happen. But yeah.
Well, very late in the breaks there, I think, trying to catch up, and he's lost a lot of time there. That's his challenge. Gone with the looks of things.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of space in front of Richard, and D-Nash is a ways off, so there's not really much chance he's going to get held up or caught in a battle. But anything can happen, Dennis. This is racing after all, 4 minutes to go. You know it, I know it. We've seen it before as we see Shaun Clarke up the inside of Stampersadeno, it must be. Passing here, their back marker, who must be blue flagged. And that helps Sean J stay a little bit more in touch with Shaun, pulling it down to 0.9 again. So, back marker is definitely helpful to keep the race interesting, especially on a short circuit like this, where more often than not people are going to be passing you.
Yeah, our lap is just, about a minute, just under a minute. 58 seconds, I think, is our 58.7 is our fastest lap, so very, very quick laps. See, Andre Dippenaar still there challenging.
He's pulled it up to 6/10 now within Shaun. So the challenge is real, keeping him completely honest, keeping that pressure on.
Yeah, Shaun's going to have to keep watching his mirrors.
And make sure that he's driving as tight the line as he can.
And he's there and looking for a way past. Andre runs just slightly wide into the final corner, loses a bit of drive. And slightly slower in the lap as well as a result of it. 59.1. Goes off that corner nicely. Shaun gets onto the dirt, and maybe he'll catch a little bit here. The gap is coming down as they head down the stretch. 1.1 now down to 0.9, so he's made up 0.2 just for that slightly better exit, and Shaun's slightly worse exit. That's sitting at 0.9 at the moment with 2 minutes to go.
So overall, very nice race. We've had 2 races. Ooh, nice there. Shaun Clarke passing a back marker, but nice angle we got to see here as he passed. Very high speed vantage point. If you place GoPros on cars, those are nice angles if you've got a lot of action.
That ends the gap between the leaders. Here we have another battle going on back here. Okay, we've gone back to the leaders. So that is, of course, Andre Dippenaar in 2nd place now. As we see, Donnie Standers just watching what they do as they've come past him. Donnie is currently sitting in 10th place.
Golden is now going to go for a move on Gian van der Westhuizen for the last of it for P8.
Our running order at the moment, for those that need to know, is Shaun Clarke in 1st, Andre Dippenaar 2nd, Nash in 3rd, Richard Cilliers in 4th, Javi Goos in 5th, Peter Marais 6th, Andre Hildebrand 7th, Rian van der Westhuizen 8th, Peter Gildenes in 9th, Donnie Stander in 10th, and Stan Bezuidenhout in 11th. You see Peter Marais challenging Javi Goos at the moment. So Peter Marais has now got Javi in his sights. Peter Gildenes has got Rian in his sights. Andre Dippenaar and Shaun Clarke both doing 59.3s on the previous lap, so the gap stabilized at 0.9, now it's 0.8, 0.7. So that gap is definitely one to keep an eye on. Perhaps we can just have a quick squiz at it on a dual screen like this. So just under a minute to go, so I'll finish this lap, possibly get onto one more before, we'll see. Crossing the line, I guess they'll finish this lap at the moment. This lap plus one more lap. Into the final sector. Oh, Andre getting a big slide on there. Managing not to lose much time though. That's the hell by Andre. Back to second now. And this will be second last lap, I believe. Saying the leader is on the final lap, so I'm not too sure. Is it this lap and one more? I think so. I think it's this lap and another lap. And we're dipping on now in first place.
Well, the countdown's now minus 20 already, so we've gone past 0. They're crossing the line now, so I think this is the last lap that they're entering into. Dippenaar's now in the lead. We seem to have missed that. So, very well done to him for taking the lead in the last lap. It's going to be a real challenge for Shaun, quick as he is, to get past within one lap. The leader is now on the final lap, as we are being informed.
As we see Shaun
to play for now.
Chasing Andre down, yeah.
All to play for in the last lap of the season. Oof, Yande.
Across the line.
Onto that curb, loving life.
Right, we're on to the final lap. This is it. A minute left to go. Shaun going for it. He's going. Oh, there's contact.
A little bit of contact. Unfortunate. Yande goes sliding wide, and Shaun, ever the gentleman, waiting for him. Oh, we have a real battle here, guys, as we see D-Nash come through now. Is that that Danny Standard is gonna get caught up in the mix there with the two of them. D-Nash is even gonna catch up to the two of them now because they've waited for each other. Everybody seems to be catching their positions. I'm not sure what's going on there with Danny Standard and Shaun Clarke. Also, no, Danny Standard, yeah, he seems to be off. D-Nash not quite close enough, as we see Jean-Jay Dippenaar now making his way around in first position. So they seem to have settled. Shaun seems to have possibly picked up some damage and crashed out again, and he's in the pits actually. So oh no, unless that was the end of the race and we just
I'm
got it
thinking
all
it's the end of the
wrong
race
again.
because the timing is ending. So I think the timing things, the screens are giving us
It makes
a
us
hard
always
time.
think that there's some real epic things happening in the last lap, and it's like
All right, well,
guys are just going to the pits. Well, okay,
apologies.
excuse that last couple of minutes there.
Well
It's
done to Andre
confusion.
Dippenaar for his victory then, and Shaun Clarke for second and D-Nash for third. And we're going to jump to an ad break, and we'll be back, hopefully with the right things to say in a few moments. So we'll be back shortly. Right, welcome everybody. We're back. And of course, this is the end. It's completed. The 2023 Alwin Radical Cup has concluded. This is the end of round 8 and the final race of the championship from Zwartkops. And of course, we are now live with our top 3 drivers from this evening, which are Richard Cillier in first place, Shaun Clarke in second, and Jandre Dippenaar in third. So perhaps let's start with Richard. Richard, a fantastic race for you tonight in both race 1 and race 2. Race 2, you seem to get caught up in all kinds of incidents, but you still managed to do enough to take the overall victory for the night. But congratulations on the race 1 incident, and perhaps just give us a rundown of your 2 races.
Yeah, race 1, Shaun, Jandre, sorry, but luckily they had a little bit of a mishap there on turn 1. And then I could have kept with Jandre the whole first 2 laps maybe. And then I got my chance and I got by them. And yeah, then I needed to stay in front, and it wasn't easy. But luckily this time I kept my cool. In second race there, I got off the line very good, and unfortunately I went there into Peter's rear end. And when I tried to go to the left, it just didn't want to. So yeah, and then I went there into Rian. Rian had an accident in front of me. And yeah, then I had to fight back all the way from, I think, P11 to, yeah, where I could have finished in 4th.
Yeah, so that was a good drive back through the field. A lot of incidents that helped, but yeah, some good driving there.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't easy. The track is very, very narrow. It's not easy. Everybody's more or less on the same pace. If there's no accidents, it's very difficult to pass on this track.
Yeah. All right, then we can head off to second place, Shaun Clarke. So, Shaun, congratulations on your second place overall tonight. That was a great race. You seem to also get caught out by a few incidents, but and one or two that were caught on camera. But yeah, overall a great race. Everything seemed to go in your favor through this race, through the season. So perhaps just a catch up on your race.
It was a lekker race. First one I had a bad start. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, then they all passed me. Back markers were a problem. I don't know if they don't use Assetto Corsa or crew chief, but that's part of racing. Second race, yeah, well, me and Jandre had a lekker race there. We were waiting for Richard to come through as well. But yeah, other than that, it was lekker.
That's good stuff. And then in third place, we have Jandre. Jandre, you had all sorts of incidents tonight, like you were telling us before we went live with the interviews that you've been having hardware issues with your pedals. So you managed to get that up and running and all sorts of things, but yet you still managed to come away with the race 1 victory tonight. So an absolute, race 2 victory. So absolute fantastic races tonight. And you definitely had the pace in race 1 as well. If it wasn't for a disconnect, you would have, I'm sure, had the overall victory.
Yes, yeah, like I said, Monday I had a short on my rig. I blew my PCB box on my pedals. I only got the parts at just after 6 tonight. Needed to rebuild everything there. Got late into the server, didn't have any practice time. So yeah, it was quite difficult. Only in the last 2 minutes I started getting onto pace in practice. But yeah, it was nice. And Shaun also, we had a nice dice on the last race.
Yeah, it's a good way to end the season. I think it's the best race of the season so far. It was some good close racing throughout the field. Battles at the front, battle in the middle, battle at the back. So it was good to see. And of course, you coming through the pack yourself and Shaun coming through the pack in race 2 was also good to watch.
Yes, it was quite difficult. The first race I had a nice start. I don't know, the best start of the season for me in any case. Race 2 I had a bad start again, but yeah, it was nice. It was the best race. I thought this Zwartkops was going to be a wreck fest, but it wasn't like that, so it was nice.
Yeah, it was close racing throughout. So good to see. And then of course we're doing the interviews, but championship wise we are going to just sure, our current champion is Shaun Clarke. So, Shaun, you are the 2023 Radical Cup champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, one more championship under the belt.
First one, I believe.
Yes, and
Well
now
done,
you get a little
Shaun.
trophy next to your name.
First championship. Very well done, Joe.
Yeah, very well done.
So, you get to finally have a little trophy next to your name in our Discord.
Yeah, eventually.
One of the select few.
You look like a seasoned pro doing it. It looked like you didn't break a sweat, except for that start on race 1, the first time we saw you.
Oh yeah.
Have something not go your way here. So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, perhaps you can give us just a rundown of your championship, because like Julian was saying, it's been a pretty flawless championship from what we've seen.
Yeah, I think I just got the setup right on the car. I was struggling with the setup in the beginning with this Radical. But yeah, I sorted out the setup, and I think that's where I made it, just for the correct setup.
Yeah, of course, being an open setup definitely can make a big difference depending on what you do, but you obviously found things that worked for you. So yeah, congratulations, and hopefully this form carries over into other championships.
Yeah, well, the next one I'll try the GT3 in R Factor. I don't have a lot of hope there, but yeah, we'll try it.
All right, and then of course that is this race done and dusted. But going back to the interviews, I don't have a name tag for you here, but Dinash, you're also in the commentary here, so welcome. You had a fantastic race tonight. Unfortunately, you finished fourth
Fantastic
overall.
few races with us toward the end here now. Putting in
Yes.
good performances all the way through.
Thank you. I had managed to join for 2 races, new to the sim racing world. But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely something that it's a little bit of a learning curve. AC is probably a little bit easier of a sim than R Factor 2, for example. So I'm hoping to join in with the GT3s. But it was fun, sort of learning a little bit about how to drive these cars. It's one thing putting in 1 or 2 good laps, but consistency is really what pays the points at the end of the day. And then also a little bit of racecraft, learning how you actually race with a whole bunch of guys. That's a bit of a learning curve. I've got a lot to learn over there. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I'm looking forward to R Factor 2, the GT3 series. It's going to be a new challenge. It's going to be very different for me, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Awesome stuff. Then Julian, do you have any questions for the guys?
Not quite. I just want to know if anybody's got any closing words for Assetto Corsa, because this is a little bit of a goodbye to Assetto Corsa from Sim Racing, from Sim Experience SA, and yeah, and also just it shows out how easy it is to get involved in things like this. So don't feel intimidated by how professional we seem. I know we seem professional and like very serious and everything, but like Dinash, like he said, he's just new to sim racing. He's coming here, starting to race with us, having a bit of fun, and that's what it's all about. So join the Discord, get involved, get a wheel. I've got one for sale if anybody's looking.
Give it away, Julian. Give it away.
I'll give it away.
Well,
Give it to the champion.
It's not that.
Thank Dennis and Julian and all the guys and all the sponsors and the guys in the background. I don't think we understand what all is involved in putting together a series like this, broadcasting it, and I think you guys have done a fantastic job. The commentary that I've been listening to for the live stream races that haven't participated in, you guys sound awesome. It's a well put together package. It's definitely something you can actually take and put out there. I think well done to all the organizers for sure.
Thanks, man. It's
All
all
right.
Dennis, actually.
Well, and Julian has contributed quite a lot, so thank you to Julian and High Revolution for all your contributions with the stream.
Only a pleasure.
Your professional know-how has definitely paid off.
And let's get more feeds, guys, on in the next seasons. Gear yourselves up, put a bit of makeup on, ask your wives for a bit of assistance. Maybe they'll be involved in your sim racing career. Let them touch you up, make you look nice, and send us feeds, and we can see what you all look like in
Well,
seasons
one
to
of the
come.
requirements for GT3 was that we need to have driver profile pictures, so we will be showing what the drivers look like. So we will now have real faces to the names, so there won't just be a name behind a virtual car. It'll now be a real person that you know and can see behind a real virtual car.
So your wives better go buy extra makeup then for the whole season, because we want to see lots and lots of you.
Cover up the sweat.
Have you guys not heard of filters?
D-Nash living in the future. I love it.
All right,
Guys,
then
thank you so much.
let's do final goodbyes then. If we can head off to
I was
Well,
asking for the goodbyes to Assetto Corsa. Nobody got nothing for Assetto Corsa.
Well,
after all
perhaps
these
they
years.
can do it in their turns, yeah.
Yeah, Julian, I think Chandra is the right person to say goodbye to AC for us.
All right, well,
Brilliant.
let's start with Yandre, then we go backwards. Yandre, give us your final words from this race meeting, any shout outs, and of course your final words for Assetto Corsa.
Dennis, thank you for all that you do. Julian, thanks for the commentating, helping Dennis with it and the streams.
Let's see it.
Formula Couriers for their sponsor, helping to get my stuff here all the time, on time. BZN, my team, my teammates. Thank you guys. It was nice. Richard, we had a hell of a dice. Well done on your second place in this championship. And good riddance to AC. I can't wait to start with AMS2.
There we have it. Then let's go to Shaun. Shaun, going out as the defending, well, as the current champion. I guess if we were to come back, it would be defending, but we won't be coming back. So if we do another Radical Cup, it'll probably be in R Factor 2. But you are the outgoing champion, our final AC champion, and you finally have a championship under your belt. And of course, going to GT3s, we're finishing the BMWs. We're going to then do GT3s in R Factor 2 and a upcoming championship in AMS2, Automobilista 2. So yeah, any final words, any shout outs to anyone?
No, just thank you for you and Julian. So lucky championships. And then the new thing will start. We're going to relearn R Factor and AMS2. I'll miss Assetto Corsa, but yeah.
Yeah, Assetto Corsa is a great simulator, man. It is nothing to be knocked here. I think for some of us, we have just sort of moved past it. It's still a great sim, and if you're starting out, this is a great place to start racing.
Yeah, I agree there.
Right.
And I mean, for what you get, the value that you get in the sim is unrivaled.
Yes,
So-
if someone that wants to start out, it's the perfect starting place. There's mods available for virtually every kind of track you can think of, cars. So if you want to just drive, it's maybe not the most realistic in some aspects, but it's still brilliant and
It's pretty
easy.
good.
It's very accessible, and there's still a big community around it.
Yeah. So it's not just hate on it, Yandre, you know. We've moved on, but, you know, it's
Just
give
90%
it
hate
its
on it,
due.
not 100%. All right, and then Richard, any shout outs from your side? Any final words for AC, for the championship, going forward? Anything else?
Yeah, just Dennis, Julian, thanks. Thank you, Dennis, for putting all of this together. Julian helping Dennis with the commentary, with all the setups and all that kind of stuff. Without you guys, we won't be having this much fun every Wednesday night, and my wife understanding all of this stuff. So to you guys, thank you very much. To the team, Yandre, thanks, was nice. Nice dice till the end there. And yeah, thanks to PZN and Formula Courier. And yeah, thanks to everybody, and well done, Shaun. Once again, well done. And then, yeah, just to everybody that participated, thank you. Without any drivers, this won't be possible.
Lekker, man.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you to all of you guys. And of course, thanks to the sponsors and to all the viewers. So thank you to Alwin. Obviously, Alwin is our biggest contributor. Then, of course, High Revolution doing all their help behind the scenes with the streams. Then even PZN Panel Beaters, the way they've contributed has been priceless. And to all our drivers we've had so many drivers contributing to make this possible. Financial contributions or just contributing by being a part of this, giving their feedback, driving with us. So yeah, thank you to all of you. Without all of us, we have nothing. So all of us together make this community, make this what it is. So we're a great family. So thank you to all of you.
Cheers to Dennis as well.
Thank you. All right, then I'm going to say the final goodbyes, and that'll be it. That is this championship now over and done with. So no more rounds. And we will be back then for the Sunday races for the BMW Cup, and then probably in a break of a week's time, and then we'll come back for AMS2 for our first ever AMS2 championship, which I'm not too sure what we'll be driving yet. That will be announced shortly. But until then, yeah, have a great evening, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Okay,
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
bye.